Hello everyone. 10 parenting or 9+1 extra parenting quality content that every steward parent possesses. Okay, because parenting is not ownership. Parenting is a temporary trusteeship. A steward parent understands that a child is entrusted to their care for a season. And their responsibility is to guide, is to develop, is to protect and prepare that child for independent adulthood. So let's talk about this. Have you ever heard a parent say, I've done everything. I gave my children everything. I was always available. I was always there, but there's no connection between me and them. Have you ever heard a parent saying that? I sacrificed my life for them. I don't understand why they don't talk to me now. Or perhaps you've even quietly wondered yourself that why is parenting so difficult? Okay? Why does parenting feel so exhausting? Why do I keep correcting the same things over and over again? Why is my child emotionally distant? Despite everything I do, you buy them stuff, you buy them even the things that will cause problems to them. The painful truth is this: availability is not the same as connection. Sacrifice is not the same as stewardship. Okay? Sacrifice. You are sacrificing everything, but then are you mindful of what you are giving? Because parenting is deeper than what you are seeing on the surface. Parenting is not because you birth a child. Parenting goes far beyond that. Okay? Presence is not the same as preparation. Presence is not the same as preparation. And many parents are physically present. You are available, but then you don't have any content. You don't have any quality content. You are available. You are always available, but then you are emotionally unavailable. Many are busy raising children, but not intentionally preparing future adults. So parenting is about raising adults. It's not, your child will not be 1 forever. They will not be 15 forever. They will not be 10 forever. They are going to become adults. So are you mindful of what you are becoming? Are you mindful of what your children are becoming? Because your children are not going to remain children forever. And that's why today's conversation is here for us today. And that is why it matters for our discussion. So welcome everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. I am Ruth Ikhabomeh, the founder of the Equitable Parents Hub, and you are welcome to today's conversation. Today we are discussing 9 qualities that every steward parent must possess as a content. 9 qualities, because this is not about guilt, this is not about perfection. Many of us, we just feel that, okay, parenting is about growth, okay? But because children don't need perfect parents, they need parents who are growing. Your children need parents who are growing. They don't need perfect parents. All your children is yearning for, is praying for, is a parent who grows, a parent who has grown past all the presents. They are just attacking their parent. They want you to know and go beyond that. So for a long time, I also believe that many parents too believe that oh, good parenting means providing. Good parenting means providing. Good parenting means being there, protecting, correcting, sacrificing. Oh, we are doing parenting, and while those things matter, they all matter, okay? They all matter, but then what are you noticing? Many parents who provide everything still had disconnected relationships with their children. Okay, I remember hearing a mother say, she said, my children have everything I never had, yet they barely talk to me. Another father said, I worked day and night for them. Why do they seem closer to strangers than me? Why? Because there is more to parenting. There's more to parenting than just being available. You don't have content. You don't even know what to do with your children. You just have them, and everybody's everywhere is chaotic. You don't know what to do, but there are things that steward parents have in their arsenal. There are things that steward parents possess that makes their parenting relationship feel connected. That is what parenting is about, okay? So those statements made me think deeply. You are available, you are everything, and then your children, even we itself as parents, even we as adults, remember that our parents, most of us, they were available or not available, but that content, that connection is not there, because provision alone wasn't producing connection. Provision alone, something was missing, okay? My breakthrough came when I realized parenting is not about raising children. Parenting does not stop about just It's not just about, so many people say rearing children, parenting. You are not you don't rear children. Okay, you raise adults. You are raising adults. Your children will not remain children forever. So parenting is preparing adults. That changes everything. Once you realize that parenting is preparing adults, it will change everything. Okay, it will change everything. Because if my goal is simply obedience today, if your goal as a parent is just obey me, you will miss development tomorrow. If your goal is control, you will miss connection. You will lose connection. You will lose connection. Connection is the backbone of parenting. Connection is the backbone of that emotionally strong child you want, that resilient child you want to raise. It is from being connected to them that you'll be able to do all of that. But when you are not connected, your parenting keeps being difficult, keeps being hard. Okay, so connection, you will lose connection. And if your goal is compliance, you will weaken confidence. Your goal is just to get this child, just comply, just obey me. You don't want your child to talk back at you. You don't want your child to, you would lose confidence and weaken their confidence. And that is not your intention. Okay, you don't intend to raise children who are not confident. You intend to raise not children that are temporary trusteeship. Who is a steward parent? Is a steward parent sees parenting as temporary steward trusteeship. That child is not yours for a take. It's not like you own the child. I remember growing up, I used to hear things like an okra does not grow bigger or taller than the owner. So your child is not an okra. Your child is not your possession. Your child is a child of God. They are kept in your possession. You are just entrusted with that child. Okay, so that is, you are not the owner of those children. You are not the owner of those children. The child is entrusted to you. You guide them, you develop them. That is your goal of having them. You protect them, you prepare them. Okay, you prepare them for the future. You prepare them, then gradually release them. You gradually release them. Not that, oh, you just become neglectful, you become a permissive parent, oh, let them just do whatever. No, you do it gradually. You do it with wisdom. You prepare them, you guide them, you teach them. You are available with content. Okay, you're not just available. Okay, I'm at home today. Oh, I'm at home today. You just sit down there. You don't have content. You don't have anything to engage with them. You don't know what to do with your children. But parenting goes beyond that. Parenting is stewardship. Parenting is a trusteeship. Somebody gave you those children to keep for them, to develop them for the future. Okay, that is what parenting is about. Your success is not measured by how much control you maintain. Your success as a parent is not measured by how much control you maintain. Many of us want to maintain control by every means. We want to, even if it takes violence, you want to maintain. Good afternoon, ma. Thank you for being here. You want to maintain control with everything that you have, but it is measured by how capable your child becomes. Who is your child becoming? Who is your child becoming? Is it just all you just want to do is what was done to you? You want to control, you want to use fear, you want to use force and control the child. Ask yourself, your success is not measured by how much control you maintain. It is measured by who your child is becoming. How capable your child becomes. How capable your child becomes. That is stewardship. That is stewardship. That is what parenting is about. Okay, and stewardship requires specific capacity. It requires specific capacity. It has steward. There are a lot of tools, a lot of arsenals in a steward parent's possession, in their equipment. They have a lot of arsenals. Okay, so let's discuss them. So we have a few of them. I think, okay, I have 9 plus 1. That's about 10 parenting arsenals, parenting equipment that a steward parent have. Qualities every steward parent possesses. The first one is long-term vision. Long-term vision. Steward parents think beyond today's behavior, but many of us, we are so lost with the present. We are so lost with what is happening now. How dare you talk to me that way? We are not thinking legacy. You are not thinking beyond the child that is in front of you. So, but parents, a steward parent, think long-term. They have a long-term vision. They have a long-term goal. They're not just thinking, oh, just now, let me just get everybody, all the children, let me get this child to behave. They think long term. Okay, they have a long-term vision. They know where this child is, who this child is becoming. They know who this child is becoming, where this child is going. So that is what steward parents think. They think beyond today's behavior. They think, because behavior most times it's communication. Behavior is communication. So, but you're not thinking of, oh, what is this child trying to tell me? But you're just thinking, okay, this child is talking back at me. This child is, you are just fear. Fear is leading your parenting. Fear is leading your parenting, and that is not a steward parent. A steward parent is a parent who has clarity. Who has clarity. So instead of asking, how do I stop this behavior? A steward parent will ask, what kind of adult am I helping create? What kind of adult is my presence creating? That is what a steward parent will ask. They will not ask, okay, this behavior, okay, how do I stop? How do I stifle this? How do I stop it? Now I need to stop this behavior. A steward parent asks, what kind of adult am I helping to raise? What am I creating? What am I creating? That is what a steward parent will ask. Okay? So every interaction becomes development. Every interaction becomes development. It's not every time correction. A steward parent knows that their presence is about development, not merely discipline. It's not that, okay, you just want to discipline, and I've been saying discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is teaching. Discipline is guiding your children. Okay, it's not that, okay, discipline goes beyond that. The second tool that a steward parent possesses in their arsenal is active listening. Active listening. Many children stop talking because parents stop listening. Listening is more than hearing words. This is a skill that is missing in many parents. You don't listen. You just dish out what you want to say, give out your instruction, give out your commands, and walk away. But a steward parent is an active listener. They sit down and listen to what the child is saying. And that is a core in parenting. That is a core. Not that tomorrow your children seem like strangers before you. So these are the tools you would arm yourself with, okay? Active listening is a tool that a steward parent possesses. Listening is more than hearing words. Listening communicates. Listening is more than hearing words. Active listening is more than hearing words. Okay? It communicates that you matter, you are safe. That's what active listening communicates. It communicates that the child matters. The child is seen. The child is safe. Your thoughts are important. So when you sit down and listen to your child, that is what it communicates. Okay, so not that you are just, your child is just, you just dish out information, give them instruction, and walk away. Parenting goes beyond that. Parenting is steward. The tools a steward have is another tools is active listening. So at the end of this class, try to build that skill. Build active listening. It is a skill every steward should possess in their arsenal. Okay. Children who feel heard become children who stay connected. A child who feels heard is a child who stays connected. So when your child feels that, okay, their thought matters, their opinion matters, you listen to them and they will stay connected to you. So that is why eventually you will not say, oh, your child don't understand who your child is becoming. Your child don't understand you because you never took your time to build these skills. You never took your time to equip yourself with these skills. So these are, yes, they may seem so basic. It's not active listening, but it is a core for a steward parent. It is a core, it's a foundation for a steward parent because your child needs to be connected to you. Okay, to build the identity. Another tool that a steward parents have is emotional regulation. This is so far from many parents. Emotional regulation is something that is very, very far. You will hear parents saying that they use agbara. What is agbara? Using agbara on your children. You're not emotionally regulated. You hit your children, you slap them. When they tell you, say, that please, you don't want to hear. But that is not what a steward. You are a steward and you need to build this skill. You need to build your emotions and start regulating them. Because a parent who cannot regulate themselves cannot effectively guide a child. I was reading a book last night where the writer was talking about how children mirror our emotion. They mirror our, if you carry a baby and place the baby on your chest, the baby mirrors how your heart pants. So that is, and it doesn't stop as you stop carrying them. It keeps, you regulate, you co-regulate your emotions together. That is what you, who a steward parent, a steward parent is aware of their emotional regulation. So and you as a parent, you have to build this. Emotional regulation is a core in parenting. Emotional regulation, it's that is because you have not been able to work on this stuff. It is doable. I am not coming from a place of perfection. I'm not saying that, okay, I've never done, it is, I'm coming from a place of awareness, from a place of awareness that I now know that these things are possible. These things can be done. These things you can build your emotional resilience to the extent that you will never need to hit anybody again. You will never have to hit anybody again. Yes, emotional regulation is a core for a steward parent. It's a core for a steward parent, because a parent who cannot regulate themselves cannot raise a child who is regulated, effectively guide the child, because children borrow emotional stability from adults. Children borrow emotional stability from adults. Your calm becomes their calm. So become a thermometer, not thermostat, not yes. Become a thermometer, regulate, okay? Emotionally regulate your environment. Your child becomes who they borrow your emotional stability. Your child borrows your emotional stability. So don't stop at just say, okay, this is who I am. You can become. It's in your becoming your child becomes. Okay, you can become that parent who can raise a child who is emotionally stable. Yes, you can become that parent. It is not all this, they are not fixed in stone, that you are erratic, that you use agbara. I just learned this one recently. You use agbara on your children. You use agbara. So who are you raising? You're raising violent children. When you keep using agbara on your children, you use weapon, you use cane, you use anything. I remember growing up, I saw a parent using rolling pin to hit a child. All of this is lack of emotional regulation, and it has to stop. You have to steward the child. That child does not belong to you. Your children are under your trustee. You are a trustee for those children. The fact that you birth them does not mean that they are yours. They are not yours at all. They are the children of God. They are children. They are a child of God. So you are just a trustee. Okay, that giving those children to nurture, to raise, and not to be using agbara on them. So build your emotional regulation. Build your emotional regulation. Build your emotional stability. If not, you will keep hurting your children. Okay, your calm becomes your children calm. Your calm becomes the thermostat for your home. It becomes the regulator in your home. Your panic becomes their panic. Yes, that is why you are telling your children that, oh, that you are never calm. You are always jumping. You are always this. You are always that. Yes, as it's age appropriate for children to be children, but then there's a regulation that you bring. There's a stability that your presence bring. Not that, oh, something spills and everybody is. If you are hitting everybody, you are beating, because you cannot regulate yourself. You cannot hold your emotions. Your regulation becomes their model. Your regulation becomes your child model. So that is why you need to really build your stewardship parenting tools. You need these tools. If not, you raise people who feels like strangers to you. Yes, an unstable parent raises an unstable child. Exactly. That's why our children, that's why there are a lot of, in fact, the world is becoming darker and darker the more we talk. And people, we are so unaware of what is happening. You say the Bible say foolishness, the rod of connection, the rod of correction, the rod of connection. When you tell people, say use rod now, be flogging your children. But parenting goes beyond using rod on your children. Parenting is nurturing, is stewardship. Those children are not yours. You are under trusteeship with those children. Okay. So that is the third tool that a steward parent have. The third tool that a steward parents have. The first tool is boundary setting. Steward parents understand love without boundaries creates confusion. Many of us will say, okay, I really suffered. My parents did not allow, my parents made me hawk. I had to work because there was no food I had to go through. So my children will not, so therefore you now raise children who are badly behaved. There's no boundary. You don't know, okay, you are supposed to clean after yourself. You are supposed to do this. No boundary. But a steward parent is a parent who knows that boundary setting is a core. You have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries because love without boundaries creates confusion. The child will just grow into a monster, and then you'll be wondering who raised this human. The child will grow into a monster because you never said, there was no boundary. They could do everything. And yet you just keep quiet because you feel, oh, they are children. It's just a 5-year-old child. It's just a 2-year-old child. No, they will not remain 2 years forever. So the time to start setting boundary is now. A steward parent is aware that the time to start setting boundary is now. So boundaries communicate. Boundaries communicate safety. It communicates structure. Okay, a steward parent knows that boundary is a core for in their parenting. It communicates predictability, and this is something that is lacking in majority of homes. I can remember very well a child telling me our daddy will just come and be flogging us, and we don't know what we did. And it is a core. Boundary setting brings predictability. So because we have not been able to do all of this stuff, we are not been able to build our stewardship capacity. We end up, because we have not been able to build all of this stuff, we end up being reactive. So parenting is about being proactive. Set these things and leave them. Set structures and leave them. Not becoming unpredictable. You are just, today you're everywhere. Everybody's crying. Everybody are beating. Your children are crying because you hurt them, not because they are children, but because you hurt them, because you feel pain. They must feel that pain that you felt or that you are feeling. So parenting goes beyond that. So children thrive where expectations are clear. Set these structures, set these systems, and leave them. Set structures, set systems. That is what parenting is basically about. Set structures, set systems, and leave out those structures and leave out those systems. Because if not, you will keep being unpredictable. As the thing is doing you, as the thing is telling you, slap. In fact, you mean your child, during your own time, you will keep being unpredictable, and that is not a good stuff. That is not a good line at all for any parents. You have to build your stewardship capacity. It is a capacity that must be built. Then the fifth tool a steward parents have is resource management. Many parents think stewardship only applies to children, but it also applies to you as a parent. It also applies to money, to time, to energy. You have to be able to know how to manage this stuff. Not that you go out and give out everything. You will now come back home as a vegetable. You just want to rest. But you, as a steward parent, you have to be able to learn how to manage this stuff so that you can be able to give your children bread, not crumbs. So that you can be able to give your children what is still useful. Not that you just come back and then you just go and lie them because you are worn out, and then your children is talking to you, you stand up and beat them. You beat them because you are stressed up, you are tired. But a steward parent knows how to manage this stuff. They know how to manage their money, how to manage their time, their energy, their resources, even values. Yes, values must be managed. Steward parents intentionally manage resources because stability supports development. Stability supports development. That is what parenting is about. Okay, so another tool in the arsenal of a steward parent is role modeling. So know that, okay, tomorrow you raise up children and you're wondering, who did this child become? Who raised you? Who is your mother? Who was the parent? So you are the parent. So these are the tools you can equip yourself with from now henceforth. So it's role modeling. Children learn more from observation than instruction. Children learn more from observation than instruction. You just say, do what I say and not what I do. It doesn't work that way in parenting. Even in leadership at any level, I heard the governor of Abia State talk, when he came to my church, he was saying that you tell your people don't steal, but they've been watching you over time and they watch you steal. They will steal too. So even it applies more in parenting, because your children are like sponges. They absorb everything that you are. The unspoken things, the things you speak, they absorb everything. So that is why you should build your capacity. Build your capacity as a steward parent. If not, you will keep becoming reactive, and yet at the end of the day, you will not know who you are raising. Your children are not sure of who you have become. So role modeling is a skill, is a core that a steward parents have in their arsenal, because children learn from observation, from being around you. Both the unspoken things that the things that are not said, your children are learning from them. So don't be thinking, I will hide it. I will hide it. You have to become who you want your children to become. Go first. Parenting is about leadership. Parenting is about leading yourself. Okay, you cannot be telling your children do this meanwhile you have never done it. So a parent may teach honesty, but if they practice dishonesty, the lesson is lost. You may teach honesty, but if you are practicing the opposite, that lesson has been lost. So that is why you must live your words. You must live your value. Children copy what we live, not what we lecture. Children copy what we live. Children copy who we are. That is why your becoming is necessary. You're still becoming a steward of this role. Becoming a steward of this role is compulsory. It's not negotiable. Okay? It's not negotiable. Becoming a steward parent is not negotiable. You have to become it. You have to become a steward parent. It's not negotiable. You have to build this capacity, because role modeling is a core in a steward parent's arsenal. Because your lecture is not what raise your children. It is not what will raise your children. The seventh skill that a steward parents have in their arsenal is fostering resilience. Steward parents don't rescue children from every discomfort. They allow safe struggle. They allow natural consequences. Every time your child, you are always going into the ring to go and separate them from. Allow natural consequences happen. Okay, foster resilience. It builds a skill. It builds confidence in them that they can do stuff for themselves. They can build that. They can build themselves. So that is what a steward parents have in their arsenal. They have resilience. They foster resilience. So that is what you need to be able to do as a parent. So stop leaving yourself and telling yourself, oh, my parents did not learn parenting. All these people are telling us to come and learn parenting. You have to become a steward parent. It is a core. Okay? So being a prayerful parent is not enough. Even the Bible said wisdom is a principal thing. Wisdom is a principal thing. So you need to get parenting wisdom. You need to be taught, because we were never taught what parenting is about. Parenting was never taught before. So now that you have been privileged to come before a parenting teacher, you need to learn how to foster resilience. Not that every time you say, oh, my child, no, my dear child, my loving child, the same child that you used to use agbara on, you will go to school and go and fight a teacher for using agbara on that child. Meanwhile, you used to use agbara on the child. So that's how will I even call it now? You are not consistent. That's being inconsistent. That's being inconsistent as a parent. You need to be able to foster resilience. How do you do this? By building yourself, by building capacity. Okay? You allow safe struggle, safe mistakes, safe failure. Say, hey, you put it away. You make the children feel like it is wrong to make mistake. We all make mistake. Even you as a parent, you are still making mistakes. So allow your children to make safe mistakes, safe failure, and guide them how to do better next time, and teach them how to come out of it, so that they will not go back, and instead of turning it into a fight. That every parenting goes beyond that. Okay, so you have to be able to foster resilience as a steward parent. It's a core in a steward parent arsenal. So allow safe failure, because resilience develops through experience. Resilience develops through experience. When you don't give your child any opportunity to fail, any opportunity to make mistake. You just want every day you will be praying, my child should come first in the class. They should never fail. They should you don't you oh you they always you don't want to allow them to do any stuff. You have house help everywhere. You have help for them. They finish pooing and they walk away. The house help should come and clean up for them, clean after them. They don't lay their bed, they don't do anything, they just walk away, because it's not their role, but they should be able to take care of themselves. Okay, so a steward parent knows that they should foster resilience. Be taking care of themselves is a core. Okay, is a core for every human being. It's not only a girl that should take care of herself. Even a boy has to take care of himself. So because resilience developed through experience, not protection from experience. So you protecting your child, say, okay, your children cannot go to the dispenser to fetch water because you have a house help. Really, your children cannot go to the kitchen. Your children cannot do this. Your children cannot do that. You have to cook for them. So you are not fostering resilience. You are not building the skill of them being able to cope, being able to stand for themselves, being confident in their own ability. So that is what a steward parent is mindful of. A steward parent is mindful of their ability. It's mindful of these children being capable, of these children becoming children who can stand life, children who can go through life and become who they are supposed to be. Okay, not protecting them. You are always trying to protect them, shield them away from problems. Oh, my child will never come second. My child should never come second in their class. They should always come first. No matter what you do, you even go out of your way to bribe sources so that they can come first in their class. But that will not foster resilience. That will not foster resilience. You are protecting them from experiences, and it is not nice. It is not fair. Okay. So another tool that a steward parent have in their arsenal is unconditional affirmation. Children need correction, but they also need affirmation. It's not every time you are always see your head, and you are always saying using negative labels, using labels on your children. Okay, so your child needs to know that you are their cheerleader. They need to know that you are there for them always. They need to know I am loved even when I make mistake. Affirm your children, love on them. So it's not every time you are always seeing them, catching them do wrong. It's not every time. You need to affirm your children. Let them know that even though they make mistakes, they are loved. So like I have been saying, I am not talking from a place of perfection. It is something that everybody can build. It is a skill. Stewardship parenting is a skill that every parent can acquire. It's a skill every parent, every adult can become. Okay? So this builds identity. Your child knowing that they are loved despite their mistakes builds identity. It builds a sureness about who they are in their world. It gives them that sense of purpose, sense of belonging. That's what your affirmation does for your child. So stop every time you are angry. Every time you are mirroring, your child will become angry. So you will be telling your child that every time you're angry. Meanwhile, it is you. They are mirroring it after you. They are becoming who you always mirror before them. So, and this is not affirmation at all. It is not affirmation. Always being angry, always frowning your face, and then your child talks to you, greets you, say, Affirmation is loving on your child despite their mistakes, despite their shortcomings, loving on your children, because it is about identity. That's what stewardship parenting is about building identity. Let your children know who they are despite every circumstance. Let them be sure about who they are, because that is what stewardship parenting is about. So, and everyone can become a steward parent. Everyone can become. If I can become it, then you can become it too. So it just takes you to be able to avail yourself that you are ready. You are ready to build this skill, and then you will become it. You become it. So affirmation makes your child builds identity. It makes them build confidence. A lot of confidence, security. Many children are not secured. They are not secured. Why? Because it's coming from home. Charity begins from home. Many children are not secured. Why? Because there's a lot you are ready to become a steward parent. All these things will become natural to you. It will become natural to you. You don't have to be struggling. You don't have to feel stuck trying to do this stuff. It will become natural to you. So that is why you need to build your skills as a steward parent. You need to build your skills as a steward parent, because affirmation makes your child feel secured. Security is a core in parenting. Okay, is a core in parenting. Then the ninth skill that a steward parent have is values transmission. Values transmission. You hear a lot of people say, their mother was a very kind woman, oh, their father was a very gentleman, oh, but how come they became like this? Because it's not automatic. Values does not automatically transfer. These things have to be taught. Yes, you will think that they will catch it. It's not automatic. People learn bad things more than good things. Bad things are easy to learn far more than good stuff. So that is why you need to transmit, you need to transfer, you need to intentionally build values. You intentionally build values, because values does not automatically transfer. That's why you hear a lot of people say, their father was a very gentleman, no. Their mother was a very calm woman, no. How come? Because nobody transmitted those values. The parent didn't know how to. So that is why you are privileged now to learn this stuff, and you can do them. Because like I have always said, I am not coming from a place of perfection, and we all can become steward parents. So they must be intentionally taught. Values must be intentionally taught. Values is not something that just jumps on a child because your father is a gentleman, so you automatically be gentle. Let me just be doing my thing. Maybe they say children are sponges. They are sponges to the bad stuff that happen around them. So you have to intentionally transmit. You have to intentionally transfer these values. So stop being quiet. Many things are happening around you that are teachable moments. That you bring up this conversation, people will talk about it, but you just keep quiet and be going and say, after all, they say children are sponges. Children will absorb who I am. Let me keep quiet. Let them be absorbing me. You have to intentionally transfer those values. You have to intentionally teach, because it will not automatically happen. Yes, it is easier to learn bad stuffs than those your values. So that is why you should not keep short. You should not keep short, because you have to teach. That is your duty as a parent. That is what discipline is about. Discipline is about teaching. You have to be having these conversations. Don't be quiet. Say, okay, and they will absorb now. I'm a gentlewoman. Gentlewoman, well done, ma. You are a gentle father. So skills like integrity, compassion must be taught. Must be taught. Okay? So let there be conversations in your home. Let there be conversations in your home. Transmit skills like responsibility, faith. All these are taught. All these are taught. Service. It's not something that will just automatically happen. It has to be built. It has to be taught. Okay? It has to be transferred intentionally, not something that you just, okay, because I am gentle, my children will automatically, since they are sponge. You have to intentionally do this stuff, because bad stuff are easier to transfer, to be copied. You know why? You know why bad stuff are easier to be copied? Because these things have been planned that way. Okay? They have been planned that way. That is where we are. The world is curated to teach evil. So you have to intentionally teach values. You have to intentionally transfer good values. If not, the wrong stuff will continue to be passed, because you have done you may have done the work on yourself, but then you feel that should be, they say they are sponges, let them absorb it. It's now on them. It's not on them, it's on you. It's on you. That's why you tell yourself, and the children shall be taught of the Lord. The children shall be taught of the Lord through you. The children shall be taught of the Lord through you. You are there. You are a steward parent. The children are taught of the Lord through the parents. So values are something that are intentionally transferred, not something that we just fall on the children. Okay? A steward parent is mindful of this stuff. Service, respect. A steward parent deliberately passes values to the next generation. They're not quiet and telling themselves that. It is a deliberate action. It's a purposeful action, an intentional one. So that is what a steward parent is careful and mindful about. So another skill a steward parent have in their arsenal is continuous learning and self-development. Continuous learning and self-development. So many of us say, my parents did not learn parenting. So all these people that are here talking parenting. And then you are struggling. You are using Agbara. You are still using Agbara. So these are stuff that could be avoided completely avoided. How? By continuous learning and self-development. Continuous learning and self-development. So stop telling yourself that my parents not learn parenting, as it's doing me emotional. You are emotionally deregulated. You are just everywhere. When the child, you just carry your Agbara. You carry your Agbara and be hitting a human being. Well done, ma. Well done, sir. So this the last I added one to the 9. Continuous learning and self-development. It is a core for every parent. You have to self-develop yourself. If not, trauma informed parenting, you have to self-develop yourself by being aware of this stuff. Okay? So steward parents never stop learning. They never stop learning. If not, you will keep bleeding on your children. Trauma, a lot of trauma. So that's why you need to do trauma-informed parenting. Trauma-informed parenting is the way to go. If not, you will keep using Agbara and be giving them another trauma. Meanwhile, you are here to do better. You are here to do better as a parent. That is what parenting is about. You are here to do better as a parent. Steward parents never stop learning, because children evolve. That baby you are carrying, that's a 6-month-old baby, will not remain 6 months old forever. They will not remain 6 years forever. They will not remain 16 forever. So they are evolving. So you have to evolve with them. How? How do you do this? By continuous learning, self-development. Continuous learning and self-development, because children are also evolving. Cultures are changing. The world is a fast-paced place. A lot is happening. I was listening to a speaker. She was saying that in a cartoon, the mother was saying, was fighting against the baby and dog and brush. So the mother and the dog now won. The mother was now kissing the dog. The brush was now angry. So all of this is something that will keep happening. It's evolving. Evil is evolving. So, but you as a steward parent, are you evolving? Steward parenting is a natural call for all parents. You are called to come up higher. You are called to level up. Steward parenting is a call for all parents because children are evolving. So don't remain who you are and tell yourself, my parents do not learn parenting. What does this small human being, what can she teach you? How old is she? So, but parenting is learned. Parenting is a skill that you build. You have to build it because culture changes, and it will keep changing. Challenges shift. A parent who refuses to grow eventually struggles to guide effectively. That is why you see when children have grown up, a lot to now start happening. You now say, this child was never like this, and this child was never like, because we don't have to give our children something to heal from. It's not necessary. I was speaking with someone, I was speaking with an acquaintance some time ago, and she was saying, that everybody must collect, or them too, they collected, everybody. No, you don't have to give your children something to heal from. You don't have to give your children something to heal from. In all you get knowledge. Exactly. Thank you, ma. Thank you for that comment. In all you do, get knowledge. Get a lot of it. Because a parent who refuses to grow eventually struggles to guide effectively. You cannot know this stuff. You cannot. That's why you are using Agbara. That is why you are using Agbara. Because these stuffs are not. Even the Bible that you are praying, you are. I am a Christian. Oh, my name is Ruth. What you said, I'm saying Bible. Even the Bible said that wisdom is the principal sin. So the best parents remain teachable. The best parents remain teachable parents. So stop bleeding on your children and telling yourself that, that these things will just happen. They will not just happen. They will not just happen, and you are telling yourself that your children will collect since you collected. How far they are collected? How are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying all the struggles you are having? You are struggling with a lot of. We are struggling with a lot of stuff because trauma never disappear. We only heal from them. We become aware. We become aware from this stuff. We know they exist, and then we start building intentionally from them. So you that is traumatized with all the beating, all the agbara that was because children must be taught of the law, because foolishness dwell in the heart of a child. So you now use agbara and be flogging the child because foolishness dwell in the heart of a child. You that have been with all the flogging and the physical abuse and emotional abuse, are you enjoying it? So why would you want your innocent child to go through that pain too? So you have to do better as a parent. Get a lot of knowledge. Get guided. Become guided by entering communities, by going into curated community, not the community that somebody will be telling you, and they'll be talking, they are loose in their morals, in their values. They're just everywhere, and they are praying in those communities. You see them, they used to pray. But parenting is an intentional role. Parenting is a purposeful role. It is a steward assignment. It's a trusteeship. It's not something that will last forever. It's a temporary one. It's just for a few years that child will be with you before you become their mentor and all of that. But the major role is what you are doing now, because they are going to leave the nest. Okay? So a parent who refuses to grow will eventually struggle. They will eventually struggle because the best parents remain teachable. You keep learning. You keep getting knowledge. Because why most parents struggle? Why are most parents struggling? So where many parents get stuck, they hear teachings like this, they agree with them. Say, it's true. I've been saying is, how will I be beating? You finish beating your children, you'll be crying. You tell yourself, you agree that it's not good. And yet you feel inspired though, you feel very inspired, but nothing changes. Why? Because awareness is not the same as transformation. Knowing what to do and doing it consistently are two different things. Many parents know they should regulate their emotions. Many parents know that they should regulate their emotions. They know they should communicate better. There's no good communication in their home. You just talk anyhow. Then put it on my head now. A lot of sarcasm in your home. You are not mindful of the communication in your home. So that is what a steward parent is mindful about. Those are the skills, the tools a steward parent is mindful about. Communication. Communication is a core in every relationship, especially in your parenting relationship. Communication is a core in every relationship. So many parents know that, oh, you need to regulate your emotions, you need to be calm, you need to communicate better, you need to listen more. Yet you still struggle. Why? You still struggle. Why? Because habits are stronger than information. Information is everywhere. Information, there are books. Okay? There are books. You hear many parents say, I've been reading a lot of books. So what these people work for, by the time I carry 3 books and combine them and read, I will know how to do it. Information is not transformation. You have heard me now. You have been hearing me now. Say, that I am already there. Oh, I'm now with her. I'm now with this equitable parenting. I am now a steward parent. Well done, no. Well done, because information is not the same thing as habits. Habits is you may be 30, you may be 25, you may be 40 as a parent, you may even be 50, you may be 60. These are habits that have been wired in you for that long, and you just believe the information that you just got to hear, maybe you have been hearing this information, will do the work. It will not. Because patterns are stronger than inspiration. Patterns are stronger than inspiration. That is what molds your children. Patterns are stronger than inspiration, and that's why many parents remain frustrated. That is why many children and many parents get frustrated. So this is important. Many parents believe, I'll figure this out eventually, but your child is not waiting. No. So stop telling yourself you figure it out. Your child is not waiting. But parenting doesn't improve through wishing. It improves through coaching. You have gaps that you cannot see. Okay? That's why you should not do parenting in isolation. You have to be in a community of other parents, like the Steward Tribers Program. You have to be inside. You have to be inside that program. Yes, you must be inside. So it improves through coaching, through accountability, through structure. Parenting improves through structure, through practice, and through community. It's not something that automatically will just happen. Okay? So that's why some parents stay stuck for years, not because they don't care. You care so much. In fact, nobody loves your child more than you. You love them more than everybody. Not because they don't love their children, but because they are trying to build capacity alone. You are isolated. You are doing it. You are doing this work alone. Go into a community of people that have the same mindset like you. People that want to steward the children of the king. That want to raise prince and princesses. That want to raise children of the king. They want to steward the children of the king. And stewardship was never meant to be done in isolation. You cannot do stewardship in isolation. So now what's possible? Imagine becoming a parent. Imagine becoming a parent who responds calmly under pressure. Imagine becoming a parent who communicates clearly, who creates emotional safety. Imagine becoming such a parent who raises a confident children, a parent who builds strong family connection, a parent who builds future-ready adults. So this is possible. Like I've been saying, this is possible. I am not coming from a place of perfection and say, oh, my parents were this, my parents were that, so I became this. Nah, far from that. I also came from a lot, and I am doing the work, and I know it's possible. That is why I'm here. I am here to tell you that it is possible to become that parent who can create emotional safety, to become a parent who can guide their children, to become a parent who communicates clearly. It is possible, not through perfection, but through growth. We can all grow. The sky is wide enough for all of us to grow and level up and become that steward parent. This reminds me of my book, Level Up Parenting. Level Up. I finished writing that book since, so I'm trying to publish it. But I know you will get access to the book and you will enjoy the transformation that you experience from it. Okay? So, but you will have to grow and level up to become that steward parent. You have to become that steward parent. So parents, the greatest gift you can give your child is not wealth. It is not comfort. I remember there was one chief judge, chief judge or son, something. We were having a conversation in the court. The other senior lawyer was gisting us, was telling us that the children, the man have a lot of estate and is now a very old man. All these children, they are doing very well. They told the father to give out those things to charity because they don't need them. So that is not the greatest gift you give your child, wealth. It is not comfort either. It is not even opportunity. The greatest gift is becoming the kind of parent capable of guiding them well. Becoming that parent who is capable to guide your child well, that is where the solution lies. That is the kind of parent, that is the gift you're becoming. That is where your children will thrive. That is where they will become what God created them to be. So, and if you are ready to move beyond survivor parenting, you are ready to become a true steward parent. I know you are ready to become a steward parent. We are all ready to become it. So join. Then this time is to stop doing this alone. It is time to stop doing this alone because the Steward Tribers Program is here for you. The Steward Tribers Program is here for you. It's curated for you. Yes, inside you get to learn how to build emotional capacity, how to master communication. Communication is a thing in parenting. How to create emotional safety. How to raise responsible children. How to raise responsible children. Inside the program, you get to learn all of this. How to become the steward parent your child needs. Okay? So inside this program, you get to learn all of this because children do not simply need parents who love them. Your love is not enough. Loving your child is not enough. They need parents who have the capacity to guide them. So, and that is what you get to learn when you join the Steward Tribers Program. You get to build capacity. Capacity is a core for every adult. To survive this world, you need a lot of capacity. You need to build a lot of capacity to survive this world. To survive parenting, you need to build capacity because when you don't effectively do parenting now, you will struggle. You keep struggling and then you tell yourself that why is parenting this difficult? You cannot tell me that parenting is parenting will try your patience, will try a lot of your patience. Parenting will not try your patience if you have done the work, okay? You will enjoy it. You will enjoy the role, your steward role, because parenting is trusteeship, is stewardship, is leadership. You would enjoy it. Why? Because you are nurturing the children of God, the children of the King. You are stewarding destinies, you are stewarding life. One child at a time. One child at a time. Not that you just, okay, I have 10 children, and all of you come. You are not even aware. You don't even know who. You don't even know what makes another child different from the other child. You compare them. You model everything together. Parenting is stewardship, is leadership. It goes beyond that because each child is accountable. You account for each child. Each child has a destiny. Each child is different, is unique. Each child is different and unique. So that is why you need to build this capacity. You need to build the skills. You need to build it. It's a core. You need to build your stewardship capacity. So I know you are ready for this ride. You're ready to build, to stop struggling, to stop being frustrated, and tell yourself you are ready to grow. So we are here for you, okay? We are here for you. The link to join us is on the description box. You can join us, okay? You can join us. I thank you all so much for joining me in today's conversation. I see you all. You are still here with me. Thank you all so much. See you again, same time next week, Wednesday. And keep stewarding the destiny of your children. Keep stewarding them. Okay? So it's not agbara. Stewardship. Use these tools I have just given you. Use these tools, active listening, okay, emotional regulation. Use them, and then your parenting will become all that you've ever prayed and wished for. Bye.